right. Well,
Okay, we're good.
we can get going anytime.
Itinerary.
Anytime we want. I'm getting the itinerary up on the screen here.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
You ready?
Just jump right into it here.
Yeah, I think that's
Hey.
All right, well, welcome back, guys, to episode number 2 of A Drink with Jim and Dan. For some reason, y'all loved the first episode.
you love to see it.
You do love to see it. It's 2 for you counting at home. We're back for episode number 2. So for last episode, you saw we had some
Peronis.
You saw we had some Peronis. What do we got this week, Dan?
Well, funny enough, I actually had a good friend, good Asper boy by the name of Leon Stedefeld, good German kid.
Stedefeld.
He works for Torque Brewing, and he reached out to me and said that he did not hate the podcast as much as the average opinion was. So he asked us to do a review of Torque's product. So we could see here, we have selected the Witty Belgian wheat beer. So a German guy trying to exploit the Belgians. That's not the first time that's ever happened before.
But we go back to World Wars references.
But in any event, I'm really excited to try it. Let's give it a shot.
Let's crack into it.
Cheers. All right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's good. It's got a bit of a sweetness to it.
Yeah, sweet. It's kind of citrusy.
It is.
It literally says citrusy on the top of the can here.
Oh, is there like an explanation?
There is.
Very little hoppiness either to it.
Yeah.
It's good.
What's it say? Citrusy, aromatic,
Aromatic. What does it smell like?
weedy, cheeky.
I'm kind of getting sick. I can't smell anything right now.
It smells like beer.
It smells like beer. It
It
smells
smells like beer.
delicious.
Pair with a job well done, or not.
You know, honestly, I've done nothing to deserve this beer after a job well done. So this is just
I do
a
like it,
bumming
though.
around beer for me.
The witty Belgian.
Yeah, the
Wheat
Witty
beer.
Belgian. Witty. So you know, I think we're not going to beat around the bush on this one here.
No,
we received a lot of
yeah.
we received a lot of feedback, more so on my end, on my verbiage and vocabulary. In fact, my cousin's husband reached out to me and said we should change the name of our podcast to, quite frankly, you hate to see it, because we had a lot of recurring vocabulary last week's episode. I'm gonna put a check on it.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, I did put that segment up on our Instagram there.
Yeah.
At A Drink with Jim and Dan on Instagram.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
All the you hate to see it.
It's the fact we had to put that in itself.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, you do. So I mean, that's up to like 5 you hate to see it or something now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. One guy took the under. He's gonna be drinking. He's losing.
Poor guy.
All right. Well, one thing we did talk about though is we wanted to have a little bit more structure on this week. Like pick a topic, start talking about it, and then like stay on it and not deviate off, because it took us like 30 minutes to describe social media stars last week.
Yeah, we went from like Tears of Winnipeg fame to like Peter Nygaard, which he would have been tier 1 at the very least. I think, you know, high tier 1, but we're not going to jump back into that right this second. So the something interesting as well about Torque is that, I don't know if this is still the case, but the can actually, it's not painted, it's like wrapped.
Yeah, it's super weird.
And I did a tour of their facility not too long ago, about a year ago, and a large part of their business is doing canning for other companies as well.
Oh, really?
Which is a good way of, I guess, diversifying yourself. And I mean, I can't speak to how many different Torque products I've tried. I think I had a stout one time, and it was really bitter, and I'm not a huge stout guy, so I'm not the kind of guy to, like, I don't even like Guinness personally, so I'm not the kind of guy to relate to that. But the Witty Belgian, for sure, I would say give it a shot. It's got a good body to it.
Yeah, for sure. I think they actually sell us at BP too.
Do they?
Yeah, like a mainstream place, not just, you don't have to go to just Torque Beer to get it. You can get it everywhere.
BP's like an abusive relationship, man. I keep going back, but I don't want to, but I do.
You do.
It's
because you can't resist those cactus cuts as well.
We have nothing in this area really in the way. We have Brown's Social House and BP.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. None of the local stuff has come out North Henderson, North Kildonan, East St. Paul area or anything.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Sorry for that one, guys.
Maybe we'll do a whole ASMR episode. You love to see it. You really do.
Oh boy.
But
okay.
in any event,
Moving on, back to our talking more structured.
Yeah, all right.
One thing we want to do is we've reviewed our beer. We talked about it. We like it. It's good. We also want to we want to review more restaurants and stuff in the city.
For sure.
So you had a restaurant or not really a restaurant, bar, just local places you've been to recently.
Yep.
That you wanted to talk about the first on episode number 2 here, but our first restaurant review.
Yeah, I'm for sure. I'm a big networking guy. I like to just go to like tons of different places and check it out. And one place it's actually two-pronged. It's a restaurant and a nightclub depending on what time of the day you go. And that's La Roca. And for anybody listening, this is gonna tie into exactly what you think it's going to.
La Roca was not chosen by accident.
But on both sides of it, I've been to it as a restaurant. It's a pretty good lunch spot. My office wasn't too far by there when I was working the past 2 summers with the accounting firm,
right.
And they have really good food, good drinks, really nice patio, and a little bit on the pricier side just because they have more overhead, so I can understand why things are being priced the way they are.
What kind of food is it? I actually haven't been to La Roca, so if you give this a good review, maybe we'll have to go there after this.
La Roca, yeah, it's primarily Scandinavian gravlax. No, I'm kidding. It's a Mexican restaurant. They have like sweet nachos, like not literally sweet, but they're good. They're really good. Really good. Tacos, just that sort of stuff. It's all a lot of pick foods or whatever. It's good to go like with a group, and if you're just gonna kind of like get some different stuff and share.
Nice.
Because I'm very much I don't know about you. I'm very much not, if I'm just going out with like 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
I hate getting my own dinner because like I feel it like divides the table almost. I'm all about let's get some things and let's share and
share
let's
everything.
Whatever. It just creates like a better energy. So I think La Roca can for sure deliver it. It's got a good aesthetic.
That's
good aesthetic on the inside.
That's something that I don't know if you said aesthetic last episode once.
Nope.
But that is right up there with Quite Frankly, and you hate to see it.
Quite frankly, it's very aesthetic. You love to see it or you hate to see it, depending on the aesthetic. But yeah, no. So as a restaurant, it's really good. And then on the weekends and on Wednesdays, I think it's after
Wednesdays?
Wednesday,
like middle of the week,
middle of the week. They're servicing the tragic loss of the Pint. Pint used to have Wednesdays.
Right, that's right.
Or was it Tuesdays? I can't. Whatever weekday the Pint service no longer exists. So they are now positioning themselves to compete with Rooftop Tav and the Pint, which is no longer around. Which, by the way, the building is actually going to be converted into an offshoot of Joey, like Joey Keniston.
Oh, really?
I don't remember the name of it. It's a very similar restaurant in the same corporate chain, though. So it'll be probably pretty good. We need more of that, and I'm just a fiend for happy hour at Joey and Earl's. And
you got a calendar at home basically with all the happy hours for every day of the week probably.
Those, if I'm never at the Common, those are my Zen gardens. Just I can meditate, zone out a little bit, contemplate my place in the universe.
So on those nights it becomes like more of a bar, like
for sure club. It's got a DJ, plays pretty good music. That's really the key to having a good nightclub, I think. I've been to
music, DJ, beer.
Yeah, for sure. And the patio stays open as well. So if you run into somebody and you're like, oh hey, like let's have a conversation, let's catch up. You guys can just go outside where it's not so loud and you can have the conversation. So that's really good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No complaints about that. And like I said, music is consistent because I've been to Upstairs and I used to love that bar.
Right.
That was the spot last summer for me and the boys. Tragically, they have a bit of a problem with some underage people getting in, which is
that's kind of scary.
You hate to see it. Unfortunately, I think there's been some implications with some people I know.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, we're not going to get into that.
Moving on.
The DJ there would play things that like wouldn't have any sort of like theme or continuity. They'd play like Sicko Mode and then like Mr. Saxo Beat, like just totally, that's a song I haven't heard in forever.
Both left and right field,
for
right
sure.
back to back like that.
But
something happened there this past weekend,
and this is maybe the most Winnipeg thing I've heard of in a long time.
I don't know how it's become a Winnipeg thing, but like that's just getting known. Like you don't want to go out too late at a downtown nightclub because
seems to not be an issue that's really anywhere else in major cities in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak to Regina necessarily. I know Saskatoon's pretty good and Calgary and Edmonton's a little dicey.
all that oil
Calgary,
money.
Vancouver, Toronto, obviously. But anyways, so Chris Matthews, one of our star receivers for the Bombers, he's already been on the injured list.
Supposed to be star receiver.
Healthy
Scratch last week.
Not that it mattered. 31-1.
Didn't even.
Not an issue.
Not an issue at all.
Matt Nichols broke the franchise record for consecutive completions, 19.
Yeah, it's a crazy.
I would have had 20 if Coach would have just given me a shot.
Yeah, that's not a football record. That's a Bomber record because Dan already set the record.
I set the record. Honestly, Matt Nichols didn't have 6 touchdowns against Steinbach in 2013, so I don't know why he's starting and not me. But whatever, I'm over it. Are you over it?
I'm over it.
I'm over it.
I wasn't
too.
even there.
That's good.
But yeah, I can't believe.
So he got stabbed.
He got stabbed Saturday night at like 2:10 a.m. is when the police report came in.
Like, welcome to Winnipeg,
yeah,
where like our pro athletes are getting.
Literally, the dude was almost he was the MVP of the Super Bowl not that long ago.
Yeah,
well, almost.
Yeah. Like, okay,
Unreal.
I don't want to laugh. It's not funny.
No,
but no. Apparently, we still don't know who did it, what happened, why it was done. I read up on some of the reports like on Global and stuff like that, and nobody has anything that they're going to release. So I wonder if he like knew the guy or if he was beating off or something. Not that he deserved to get stabbed. No, but he's fine. Okay.
Though. Yeah, he was at practice today.
Yeah, that's nice. It only lightly grazed his jugular, so that's okay.
We're good.
That's all right.
Just a lightly grazed means you can get back into action quick. So
for sure,
we're good.
That's good.
But yeah, crazy. But anyway, La Roca. I've never been, so we're gonna have to go check it out one time together and share a plate of nachos.
Absolutely. I would say food. I'd give La Roca pretty good. There's not many restaurants that I don't like. I think the standard that they're held to in today's day and age is pretty good. So
yeah.
La Roca, like 7.9, 8 out of 10 in the way of food. Review. And then nightclub, I mean, I actually prefer it to like a hardcore club with like no patio or anything like that. Like, 441 Main is a really nice venue for sure.
Right.
But it doesn't have that patio. At least the time that I went, it was
more chill,
relaxed
vibe to it for going outside.
Yeah, it's a little bit more intense. So La Roca is it's just more chill.
Spot.
So
awesome.
La Roca for sure. What about you? Been to any good restaurants or lounges or anything
lately?
Like that?
Honestly, I've been trying not to go out as much because like it's like he gets like addicted to it. Like you just want to go out, and there's so many. We do have a lot of good places.
Did you know that we have more restaurants per capita in Winnipeg than Toronto?
Oh, 100%. I believe that. One, because I'm in the restaurant business.
Oh, there
so you go. I did know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. The like just the competitive nature in the city for building restaurants is insane. There's just new places popping up all the time. Not all good.
Popeye's Chicken on Henderson.
Yeah, it's coming right across from BP.
My nips are hard, and for those of you watching, they actually are. Like, I mean, and that's why is because I got the news about Popeyes a little earlier.
It's not because I made the basement here like 16 degrees before we did this episode.
No,
but anyway,
this is a tight t-shirt.
You got to stop shopping at the Baby Gap. That's why.
This is a good episode for people to not watch live.
Yeah, exactly. But so anyway, we want to move on. We thought of a new segment that we wanted to do. We're sorry in advance for this one, James. But we decided we're going to call buddies on every episode. We'll see how it goes the first couple here.
Today's a chat with James.
Yeah, today we're going to give our buddy James a call. And he doesn't know that he's going to be on the show. So by the time he's watching this, hopefully he doesn't pick up on it. But I'm going to give him a call, put him on speakerphone, and we're just going to see where the conversation goes. So
I hope James is doing okay. I haven't talked to him in a while.
It has been a while. Well, I mean, ever since he got married and became an old couple, he can't come out. You do hate to see it. Happy for him, though. All right. Hey, how's it going?
That's bad. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I was just calling just because we got my parents' anniversary party this weekend. I was Tracy was just wondering if you were coming by. Oh, by the way, I'm here with Dan. Dan's just over right now. We're just grabbing some beers.
Hey, Dan.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Not too bad. I miss your handsome face. I really do.
Yeah, so Saturday, I believe so.
Okay.
I didn't respond because I'd actually already responded to my cousin's, like, family barbecue or something.
Oh, right. Yeah. I think Ashley was telling me about that because she was talking to your sister.
Yeah, like, that's on the 27th, but, like, no one else is going. So
right.
I'm thinking, well, I'd rather go to a event where I know people. So I still haven't backed out of the family one yet.
For
But,
sure. Well, whatever you can do is great. You can shoot us a text and let us know. But
well, I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna go to yours, and
Awesome.
I'm just gonna
Good.
tell
See you
my
there.
family.
yeah, Dan's
Alright.
gonna be there. So
You'll love to see it.
All right, cool.
we're actually talking. Dan had a question for you
Yeah.
too.
For sure. Kate, for the life of me, man, I cannot remember. We were talking at New Year's when you were over, and it was like some sort of drink that you were really big on. It was like a cocktail, because I don't know the last time I've actually seen you like drink a beer. Do you still drink beer?
Yeah.
Okay, really good one, by the way. The Witty Belgian by Torque. We're actually just having one right now. It's pretty good.
I've had that before. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, light body for sure. Anyways, it was this cocktail, and it was like something sex potion, or like what was it?
Monty's sex potion.
Okay.
What a drink name.
That's it. Because I remember we were talking, and like you have a girl back to your place. It's like, hey, do you want a cocktail? Yeah, sure. What is it?
What do you got? What do you got?
Monty sex potion. What's in it though? Because I remember it's actually pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. I made it last weekend, and yeah, it was really good. I gotta tell you, it was a little awkward talking to the parents when they asked what the name was.
No way.
No kidding.
Trying to get your old folks just fired up.
No. Okay, so basically for 2 drinks, since I'm hoping you're not drinking alone here.
Nope.
No,
Absolutely not.
Never.
All right. For 2
Depends on the
drinks,
week.
You're gonna have 2 ounces of Malibu,
2 ounces of Malibu.
2 ounces of Chambord, which is a raspberry liqueur,
Ooh.
Okay.
half an ounce of lemon juice,
Okay.
and half an ounce of pineapple juice.
Wow.
Nice. All right.
That
It's gonna
is
come
a.
out this kind of pinkish,
Do you-
orangey kind
Is
of
that on
color.
ice?
And,
Yeah,
I was just gonna
anyway,
say, do you toss that on ice or what?
That's secret.
Oh shit. Okay.
Maybe we
I-
gotta mix some of those later.
I would for sure do that on ice. Yeah.
Okay.
Monty's sex potion. Cool. Anyways, here's Jim.
I can bring the ingredients for next
Yes.
next Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
That would be fantastic. I'll compensate you a little bit.
No worries, man.
As long as you don't try to bang me again this time. Okay.
You really did hate to see that.
Yeah, you would hate to see
Guys, I was there. I mean, you don't want to see that.
Anyways, I still don't have any more
No.
Vaseline. In any event, here's Jim. Okay, we'll see you
Okay.
Saturday, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all. Sorry, I didn't mean to. We were just having beers, but
No worries.
we'll see you. We'll see you Saturday.
We'll see you Saturday. When's the next episode going up?
It should be going up. We're filming later this week. He just came over because we want to spitfire some ideas.
Yeah.
Just because the first episode we just rambled on for like 43 minutes. So he just came over so we could talk about some ideas. And then we'll probably be filming like Thursday. So hopefully on the weekend we can release it. So maybe Saturday we can have episode 2 ready for you.
Honest opinion, James. What did you think of it?
Sounds good.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good. Awesome. All right. Well, we'll see you Saturday and we'll give you a sneak peek of that episode if we get it filmed on Thursday.
Yeah, sounds good. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
So clearly,
he totally knew that he was on the podcast, right?
So sounds good. Clearly was not sounds good.
I don't
Talk
think
to you
he
later.
heard you.
No worries. Yeah, I was a pretty far distance away, but
I think he was saying sounds good to me saying see you on Saturday. 'Cause
for sure. I think he meant sounds good in relation to the
to the
podcast,
podcast,
but
let's
that's
go
just my
with that.
opinion.
We can go with that. So, well, I don't know. That went pretty well.
So that's James.
Yeah.
I think I have a guy we could call next time. But
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should have James be a recurring theme on the show, or not theme. What do I want to say? Character.
Yeah.
A recurring character on the show, but nobody actually knows what he looks like.
For sure. Kind of like what's his name, Shorzy from Letterkenny. He's always there, but you've never
You've never seen him. Yeah, you no clue. But
by the way, how was your weekend? What were you up to?
yeah, we didn't even talk about that. We were going to talk about that at the start.
Yeah, no
We
worries.
can jump off on that. This weekend, it was busy.
Yeah.
So on Saturday, it was like the first Saturday and the only Saturday for like 8 weeks in a row where I didn't have some sort of an event planned on the Saturday night, which was weird, but it was also kind of nice. So Mason and I went up to her cabin, picked her up at
Nice.
about 9:30 on Saturday morning,
That's
picked up her sister.
Lee River, right?
Yeah, Lee River. And we head up there. Actually, I got a bomb ass photo of you at Lee River there.
You did. I think everybody should take a look at it.
Yeah,
Like it and read my caption because it was. I posted that at a very spiritually heightened time in my life, okay?
Yeah, that was weird. It was like 11:45 at night, and you post like I sent that to you late, and right away you tagged me. And I'm like, oh, that's ambitious.
Honestly, I was starving for content.
Yeah.
Personal pictures, that is.
Anyway, but here, I'll toss that up on the screen now so you can see that photo.
Check it out.
Yeah.
It's a good aesthetic. Sunset.
But yeah, so went up to the cabin up at Lee River there. Spent the day out there. The weather was kind of crappy. To be honest, it was like raining on and off. So we didn't actually go in the water or on the water at all. Didn't even put the jet skis in or anything. But helped her dad install a garage door. Yeah,
Sweet.
Regular weekend activities. Cut down a tree.
Nice.
That was kind of fun.
Lumberjacking.
Yeah, absolutely. I just drove the quad tied to a rope and ripped it down. But then we had dinner, went to bed, woke up, and I shot a music video all day on Sunday.
I saw that. I actually followed the guy.
Yeah, his name is his rap name is Case. He goes by Fortune Tellers on Instagram.
With a Z.
Yeah, Fortune Tellers with a Z at the end, or Zed. We're Canadian here.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, come on.
I keep forgetting that it's Zed in Canada.
Fortune Tellers. But anyway, yeah, so we shot the music video. It was like 10 plus hours all day Sunday afternoon. We had to shoot 5 or 6 different locations. And it was actually pretty crazy. We got to Unrestricted Empire's car meet, which was at the Superstore in St. Anne's.
Oh, yeah?
And we had to...
That Superstore? What the fuck?
I know. It was like... Who cares? Like, for photos of cars, it's fine. But yeah, it's totally weird. Just
it's like middle-aged women like pushing carts.
Yeah, luckily they're closed on Sundays at like 6 or something, so it's all good. But we're going to get there, and we want to shoot certain shots. I had a shot list listed out, and I'm like looking in the background of every shot. It's just going to have the real Canadian Superstore, their big blue logo back there. I'm like, yo, we can't.
You hate to see it.
You really do. You can't have that. At all. So we like went around the back of the building. We found a spot, looked beautiful. So we had to try to drum up a bunch of cars and people to get over there. And we said, everybody get over there for like 8:20. We need at least 10 to 12 cars and whatever drivers of those cars, just to be in the background of the video. And then at like 8:20, 8:25, there's like 2 cars over there. I'm like, oh, come on, like we need people. Yeah. And so we went over there, hollered at people, like get over there. And next thing you know, we had like 25 plus cars, like 200 plus people over there, all like watching me film Fortune Tellers on this music video. So we had one car with a stereo bumping with his song, and then he was rapping live to it in front of all the cars. It's actually really dope.
You showed me some of the work that's you have going on your program right now, just without obviously not the complete one, but you've just shown me some comparisons.
Yeah, the intro to that video.
Some of the editing that you've done, and it is absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
What black bars can do for a video aesthetic. It's unbelievable.
Incredible. Like even like right now, if we just take this podcast right now and I just slowly push in black bars,
something big is gonna happen.
It's like boom, you can just tell. It just looks more cinematic. Like
for sure.
Like he actually almost looks like Matt Damon now.
Unbelievable. A blonde Matt Damon. I can only wish.
Damon. No, so yeah,
is
so
that
the
Jason
videos.
Bourne?
Nobody's getting you confused with Jason Bourne. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. I honestly I stopped taking Taekwondo when I was like when I was in grade 2 or something like that.
I knew you when you were in grade 2. I can't imagine you doing Taekwondo at all.
I did for a couple of weeks.
Jeez, yeah, I believe that.
I was not built like a ninja warrior.
Yeah. So the video, it's going well. That should be out in I hope a couple weeks. So
that's good.
I'll probably you guys should definitely check it out. The music video is gonna be sick. Like I'm super excited to get that guy edited. It was a ton of fun.
That's good.
Yeah, so I was exhausted. Went to bed last night by like midnight after dumping all the footage on my computer and started the edit a little bit, like you said before we filmed this, and it's gonna be good. I'm excited for it. So, how about you? How was your weekend?
Yeah, this past weekend was pretty good. Just watched the Bomber game, obviously, and there was lots of just like busy stuff going on with my family. We had a huge family reunion with like my mother has like 50 first cousins. It's insane. And I have tons of second cousins, and like I was like at this thing, we were organizing it because when my great grandparents, couple of Slavs, immigrated over to Canada, they have this farmland that we actually still have in the family, so we were hosting it out there. And you know, everybody got together, and it was just like a lot of like planning and preparation that I was kind of just needed to be on standby for or whatever. They were doing like a ledger and everything, so naturally, finance boy was doing the accounting for it. And But yeah, no, it was good. And we just had a ton of people out, all family, on the Saturday in near Stead, Manitoba.
That's way
so
up there.
Honestly, there hasn't been that many like Polish people in one spot since like the Warsaw Uprising of 1944. So I mean, it was really good, and I like just got to meet a ton of cousins. You know, some of them from out of town, like some of them were from Calgary.
Wow, so it was like a big deal. People flew in for this,
and like these were people I haven't seen since I was like 5, 6. So
really?
It was really good.
Dan's
to, like,
a little different from when you were
really
5,
good
6 years
connect.
old.
Honestly, like there were so many people that like ran into me and they're like, "Man, like I remember you when you were like this like short fat kid." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I remember 2 years ago too. Thanks." Like, no, but in any event, no, I was. I'm an athletic specimen. Don't worry about that. There was a brief valley in 2015, but we're not going to talk about.
We won't bring those photos up. Which, by the way. Oh, we can talk about it, but...
we can talk about it.
Yeah, so I was going through pictures on my phone, segueing off a little bit here from your weekend, but sort of ties in. I was looking through photos on my phone, and it was Google Photos. Something reminded me of a photo I took, like, I guess 4 years ago.
Yeah.
When you and I went to BP.
Yeah.
I have BP on Henderson.
Unbelievable.
And
toxic relationship. I told you.
Yeah, it just keeps bringing you back.
Don't want to go back, but I keep
You always
back.
do. You just the drinks, the lovely servers.
Does BP exploit Stockholm syndrome?
I don't know. But anyway, we're going to get off on a major tangent
All
again.
right.
But you took a photo.
Yeah.
And holy smokes, does 2015 Dan, has he changed?
Unbelievable.
First of all, it's just a great angle. Like, you had at least 2 chins going. You had 0 facial hair going too, so they just looked even more.
I didn't have facial hair at that point in time, and it just hit me.
Keep it.
Yeah, we're going to keep it.
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of it.
No.
But, yeah. So it sounds like you had a great weekend.
Yeah, no, I had a good weekend. Speaking of facial hair, you should grow out the beard.
Oh, you do not want to see that.
I want to see it.
No, you don't. It's too spotty. This doesn't come in thick enough here.
Yeah,
I got some photos that I won't throw up on the screen now from the Jets playoff run last year where I didn't shave for 2 weeks, and it wasn't a good time. You can just ask Macy about that. She did not enjoy it one bit.
Little ticklish, I'm sure. In some,
it
some
wasn't
circumstances.
Good. Yeah, it was not good. But
that's crazy.
We should move on to our next segment here that we want to talk about. Your passion into here. We're right up your alley. We're gonna do Dan's Finance Hour, which, don't worry, guys, it's not going to be an hour.
God bless you all. Although quite frankly, I could go for an hour. Okay,
easily.
That's the first.
Easily.
That's the first. Quite.
And there's a lot of people that could use an hour of personal finance talk.
Sure. But it really is something that I'm passionate about. Like, I've been slanted towards accounting and finance in all of my studies since grade 12.
Right.
And I'm going into I've worked in financial services, and I'm going into finance and accounting, and it's just I really do feel that it's a tragically misunderstood and inadequately taught area of learning. So with that being said, I am not going to be talking about something overly basic today, but it's something that's for any people that do their own investing. I think it's really important to look at. Right. Totally as an aside though, our Peroni bottles from last week, if you
going right off skew.
If you look inside them, it's formed into a little moldy substance at the bottom. We should probably
get rid of those bottles.
We should probably chuck them.
Right. That's really random.
Oh God, don't smell it. Anyways, finance. We're back. We're centered. I'm over the moldy.
That was distracting
Peroni.
you for the previous 27 minutes, wasn't it?
I'm over the moldy Peroni bottles. It's good. Anyways.
Well, we can add moldy witty Belgian beer to it afterwards.
Oh, delicious.
Okay.
So, anyways, I've worked in corporate finance as well as just regular accounting, and something that actually we did a lot of when I was in corporate finance was we used this term called EBITDA. It's EBITDA. It stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. Yeah, there's actually a spiel that they did in The Sopranos about it, which is
really?
Yeah, which is pretty cool. He talks to this guy about it, which makes accounting cool.
Yeah, well,
but you
tried,
for me at least. So, anyways, EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization. When you're looking at a company to see if it's profitable or not, it serves you better to use EBITDA as opposed to just traditional net income. I mean, you run some restaurants as well, so you're familiar with what standard net income is.
Yeah.
All incomes minus all expenses and losses, and you spit out your bottom line.
The simplest
figure.
Of numbers.
Right, exactly. In business, though, depreciation is essentially an estimate of,
Yeah.
A company buys a car. A company buys a 2016 Chrysler 200 to use.
Yeah.
And they decide that it's going to be good for 5 years. So really, because it's a capital asset, you can't expense it all at once.
No.
You
Every year you
slowly write off a portion of it for 5 years, right? In reality, let's say the car is good for 7 years.
Yeah.
So basically, you're estimating this vehicle is useful for only 5, but then in reality, if it's good for 7 years, you have over-expensed in those first 5 years and then under-expensed in those last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
When in reality, it should be an even 7 years. Those are estimates, though. Like, in reality, you buy a vehicle, it's money flowing out of your company. It's a cost, right? But for accounting purposes, that's how it needs to be presented under the main reporting standards. And for tax purposes, they give you capital cost allowance, which I'm not going to get into. But anyways, but yeah, so EBITDA as well as, okay, so let me step back here. And then taxes as well. If you're ever looking to invest in a company and you actually decide to look at the financial statements like I do,
Right.
Which you
probably should if you're choosing to invest in a company.
Like I don't do mutual funds typically. Like I actually like to look and handpick the companies that I invest in.
Right. Well, if you have the knowledge, that's good.
For sure.
Right?
And it's a thing I'm passionate about. So I go and I look at the balance sheet and the income statement and I look at these things, and then you'll notice that there's like income tax expense on it. Most times that's actually an estimated figure that they do based on like an average tax rate for the past few years and what they think they'll be owing in taxes.
Right.
When in reality, you don't know how much tax you need to pay until the tax work gets done. And a company's fiscal year end very rarely coincides with tax year end. So for most companies, you're going to be having like an estimated tax. So then again, as well, like taxes, like it's a political thing. Like one government will tax you this amount, the next government will tax you at a different amount.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with your actual company. Same thing with estimates have nothing to do with how your company is really being run.
Right.
Although if the estimates suck, your management might be brutal. I don't know. That's probably that's what I would think.
Yeah.
And then interest as well. If you have a lot of like bank debt in business, sometimes you need to operate your company.
Yeah.
Again, interest, you can't necessarily lower your interest like a normal expense. Once you get into that agreement with the bank or bondholders, you're stuck with that expense. So again, you're not really basing that off of how well your company is being operated day to day. So EBITDA takes net income. It filters out all of those estimates, and it gives you that earnings figure before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization. So realistically, that's more real. It's more economically real, economically tangible than
see how financially strong
net
that
income,
company
right?
is going to be for that
because
year.
that EBITDA figure is all expenses and revenues that are directly correlated with, is this company being run effectively? Is it being run efficiently? And your EBITDA margin, EBITDA divided by total revenues, total operating revenues, let me add.
Operating, yeah.
That will give you a much more clear picture than just standard net margin of net income over net revenues.
Gotcha.
So, so I think that
So we're looking at companies EBITDA over net income.
Think EBITDA.
Think EBITDA.
Don't think net income. Think EBITDA.
EBITDA. Now, depreciating assets and stuff like that. So you're writing off that car, that 2016 Chrysler 200.
Sure. Silver,
that is
with a small dent in the front left bumper.
Yeah, you haven't got that fixed yet. I read that in the
That's
caption.
an impairment loss, we would call.
Okay. That stuff, it writes off at a percentage of its value every year, does it not? So it never totally reaches zero. It never fully reaches zero written off. Is that right? Or is that depending on the item?
There's two methods that you do in accounting, and we are not going to turn this into an accounting tutor lecture. By the way, I'd like to take this opportunity to mention I'm actually starting a blog. It's like a personal, vulgar, simplistic finance blog
Chad Bro vlog
where I present financial concepts in pretty plain language, like the same way that I talk in real life, or the same in the same style of my social media. And I present it to you, and it is a genuine effort to try to get people to understand some of the more complex topics, because people don't go into accounting and finance because, well, some people want to do it because they just think they want to make a freaking hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's the huge draw. Nobody goes in really because they're passionate about it, and mostly more than that is because they don't understand it.
Yeah.
I want some people to understand it a little bit more. Like, I wish everybody was a little bit more business oriented. Yeah, of course, says the Asper douchebag sitting here wearing the ridiculously tight t-shirt, whatever. How are my nips looking? Oh, we're
Man,
hard.
I had to back my chair up.
Oh my God.
I didn't want to get my eye poked out. We should probably just move on from the finance then.
Okay, let me tie this up.
Tie it up,
Two
tie it up,
two
and then we're
estimates of
moving on.
depreciation. There's straight line, which is just an equal amount every single year
Yeah.
for X number of years. So for 5 years, you write it off by a fifth every single year. And then there's also another one, that's the percentage. That's called declining balance or double declining balance, which again is like an asymptote. It'll never really reach zero.
Really? Yeah.
And then you're left with a residual value, which is what management estimates the car will be able to be sold for after 5 years. And then you'll see if you have a gain or loss.
Right.
More often than not, it's going to be a loss on vehicles and equipment after its useful life. But again, so the residual value is what you think you're going to have left, and then you depreciate total asset value minus residual value over 5 years or as a percentage. Guys, let's just freaking move on from this. I'm done.
No, we're done.
I'm
We're
already
done
bored.
with Dan's
I'm already
Finance
bored.
Hour.
We're never doing Dan's Finance Hour again.
That was
Everybody
a one
hated
episode segment. maybe we'll stick to something simpler next time, because I understood what you said there.
Yeah.
Because I did take accounting in college, and I do still do it daily. Not daily, but like I go to our meetings with our accounts. I understand everything you said there.
Right.
But that's why I asked what I did, because we have one company that used to do basically just landscaping repairs and stuff.
Right.
And all it owns is like a Bobcat and like an air compressor now.
Sweet.
From like 20 years ago. And every year we get the books done for it, and it's like, okay, here's your balance sheet, and it's
Like
got like
two
two things.
things.
It's air compressor's worth like 42 cents now, because so you depreciate 8 cents off of your compressor this year. Congratulations. So that's why I ask. So, but anyway, moving on from Dan's Finance Hour.
Next week, let's do TFSA versus RRSP, something a little more close to home.
A lot of more people understand
And
and
I
know what
think-
these even stand for. Actually, they probably don't know what they stand for, but let's save
We'll
that.
talk about that next week. I feel like I really jumped into an inappropriate topic here. Let's switch over now.
Switch over. Just done. So moving on.
God help you all.
Thank you. So you had messaged me actually the other day. You were shopping and you
Yeah.
bought something totally new that I never had known anybody had to actually buy.
Oh boy, this
Yeah.
is a TSN.
Fill us in.
This is a TSN turning point for my dress clothes ensemble. So no, it's Sports Center.
That was Sports Center.
Yeah, okay, that's Sports Center. I don't know what TSN is these days.
TSN, I just went off. I just pictured the Sports Center desk thing.
Interesting. Speaking of TSN 1290, I used to have a tax professor from Asper, and every time the Jets were playing, he would just have several beers in his system, and he would call in to TSN 1290, and he would go off.
Really?
Yeah, Mike from Oak Bluff. I don't know if he still calls in, but fantastic guy though. Honestly, he can say whatever he wants, and everybody would be glad to hear it. But, anyways,
What you bought?
what did I buy? That was a shirt stay. So for those of you that don't know what it is, my biggest pet peeve is, okay, I'm wearing dress clothes, I'm wearing a suit, whatever. I'm moving around throughout the day, and my shirt's always getting untucked.
Right.
Always. Drives me insane because it looks bad. It just looks like ass,
You know, like
honestly.
a sloppy shirt hanging out.
Looks disgusting. I got the bottom of my gut hanging out. No, I don't have
I
a
think
gut.
you need to buy longer shirts.
I don't have a gut. I'm literally shredded, guys. But so it's like a.
I was gonna say something I didn't want to go.
So bad. No, it's fantastic. It's like a belt that goes under your belt. So let me explain.
Yeah.
So you put on your dress shirt, and dress shirts are long, so they hang like well below your waist. You put this belt on at or slightly below that bottom button on your dress shirt. That's hidden, like it's hidden by the main belt, right?
Right.
So it's underneath your pants. You put it on under there, and then you pull it really, really tight, and it has some rubber pads on it to like keep your shirt and pants like in place. It kind of compresses them like that, or not compresses them, but it like holds them in place like that.
Okay.
And you do it, and then you put your pants on and then your normal belt, and you can't see it. It's not bulky at all. It's like really, really thin,
I'm
really
picturing
small.
a fanny pack around your waist right now, holding.
Think of the fanny pack without
Out
the
the pack.
actual pack, right? That's
There you go.
that's kind of what it is, and it's not a buckle. It's like it fastens, so it just Velcro.
Are you sure? I feel like isn't an ab sculptor while it's in there too.
I should get one. One of those vibrating freaking
exactly.
things.
While you're doing your reports, you're
Anyways,
shaking.
they're being advertised on Instagram for like
Is that how you bought it?
$30. That's how I was made aware of it. I did a little bit of
Interesting.
research. I found it on
Interesting.
Amazon for $7.
Oh, there you go.
So just go on Amazon, just type in like belt shirt stay or something
Belt
like
shirt
that.
stay.
And it's like $7 and shipping is like $1. It's not even
really?
bad.
Huh.
So anyways, but what this does is you could go and like, I'm not even kidding. Like I saw it in this tutorial video. There was a guy doing like burpees.
You did a
and
lot of research with this belt.
I was super fired up and I wanted to see if it was worth the hype. Because there's another kind of shirt stay that looks ridiculous. It clips to your dress sock and then it
What?
runs up the side of your leg underneath your pants and it clips
Attaches
to your
shirt to your socks.
Imagine like a
They're like
gar-
sock suspenders and a shirt.
Yeah, that's exactly it. One of my friends swears by it, but I'm like, okay, like here's a situation like
What if you take someone home and you start?
I was just gonna say,
You're
how
getting undressed. You first
ridiculous.
off you undo your suspenders and pop those off.
Sorry, babe, just give me a second.
Second, you pull off your pants and your shirt is attached to your socks.
And especially if it's tight, because you unclip it and it like elastics up. It's like,
Whoa! What? Poke an eye out.
anyways, yeah. So
Jeez.
that's a health and safety hazard,
Well, you
if
can't-
anything.
you can't have that.
At the very bottom line, it's not only does it look like shit, it's a health and safety hazard. Okay, but this belt alleviates a lot of that. So, anyways. Belt goes under your dress pants, and I tried this out. I started doing like
burpees.
push-ups and burpees, and I started like bending in all these like ungodly angles I would never
You don't
need
have to tell us about that.
Yeah, no. Freaking. Anyways, we're not gonna get into that. That was just one time with James, but
Back to the love potion.
God,
Thanks for coming on the show, James.
James.
Unwillingly.
James, you're a good guy, man. Anyways,
Recommended purchase?
no. So like, yeah,
No.
I've so I got this and I started doing all of these like crazy activities, and my shirt was legit like staying in place really well.
So should we film a commercial of you?
For sure, I would do a video. I would do a tutorial.
Super cheesy infomercial or like an
100%.
actual tutorial?
Like one of those really bad infomercials. Like, don't you hate putting like plates away and it's like it
And
just
they
like, falls
stumble and drop all
everywhere?
the plates. Don't you hate when your dress shirt comes down? Could be someone walking down the street and just boop.
Just like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. Well,
Anyways, I am super fired up. I've told everybody about it so many times. Nobody wants to hear about it ever again.
no. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
We're done with that one.
We're done with that one.
I don't know. I haven't bought too much recently. Well, I did buy one thing recently. Not nearly as cool as a belt stay, but I bought a new computer. I had to, yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Not nearly as cool.
Not nearly as cool as the belt stay, but I did buy a new computer. Actually, I had to get it because this podcast.
Computer, it's fucking lame.
Yeah, I know. Who wants a new editing computer? That's super lame.
You hate to see it.
I love to see it.
Just kidding. I love to see it too.
Yeah.
You showed me earlier. The thing looks sick.
Yeah,
It has lights.
It lights up. It flashes at me. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I had to build first time building a PC. I went down to Memory Express, bought all the parts separately, came home with like 10 different boxes, and then literally just loaded up on my laptop how to build computer, a tutorial on YouTube, and had the laptop playing. It was on my bed, and just literally just put it all together.
So how
And
powerful is your computer?
It's pretty beastie. I mean, if for anybody who's a computer geek or nerd out there likes the specs, I put 32 gigs of RAM in it, so that's much more than your average PC. I went with a 500 gigabyte hard drive on it, but it's an SSD, so solid state drive, compared to a hard disk drive, where the hard disk is an actual disk that spins, so much faster. And
SSD
also-
is I actually took a class on this.
Oh,
I
did
took,
you?
Management Information Systems is just a glorified software course.
Course.
That was a
Yeah.
combined word.
Course.
And that was an exam question: is which one provides better processing power,
Really?
solid state drive or
Just a hard disk drive.
Yeah, and it was solid state drive.
Yeah, so solid states are way quicker. So they're just there's nothing physical to them. Like, they're just digital. So they're way fast. They'll transfer stuff at whatever, 100, 200 megabytes a second. And I got an M2 hard disk drive, or solid state drive, which transfers speeds of up to over 3,000 megabits per second.
So when my computer's working super hard to process something and it sounds like it's gonna like explode and it's like like is that the hard disk?
That would be that would be the fans kicking it to keep the hard drive cool, basically.
Okay, so it's not the disk itself.
It is if you have a hard disk if you have a desktop. You have an older laptop. Most laptops have SSDs. Oh, and I shouldn't say that. The laptops I've been looking at have SSDs, but they're usually an expensive option.
Our desktop was long gone.
That's usually
went on way too many dicey websites. No,
that was from LimeWire downloading illegal footage. But yeah, that would be your hard disk spinning. You feel it and hear it like start spinning, and then your fan kicking it to keep it cool because they ran super hot.
I see.
So, but then I got a pretty beef. I got a Ryzen 7 processor in there for the processor on it, and then
sure. So you can watch a ton of porn. Is what you're saying?
Not that I'm going to, because that's the last thing I need is when I'm editing video to have porn pop up on the computer.
Sure, but you could hypothetically.
Hypothetically speaking, Dan, you could watch porn on the computer.
Sure, good to know.
In glorious 4K. So, if any of it's ever filmed in 4K.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No idea.
No idea.
I'm a Sears catalog kind of guy.
Sears, they've been closed for years now. But anyway.
The one remnant after they went insolvent was their catalog. Anyways.
Okay, yeah. So it's a beastie computer. Looks cool. That's last week's podcast was delayed. This week's isn't. It's a beast. Can't wait to edit more on it.
Have you ever seen the movie Terminator?
I have.
Has it dawned on you that your computer could like become Skynet and be the catalyst for humanity's
my Google
apocalypse?
Home sits right next to it, and I'm a little worried. It's listening to me all the time.
Like you walk into your room one time and it's like, "Hi, Jim." It's like, "Oh my god,
oh my god, what is going on?" But
Mom,
I mean, it's a concern, but it's all right. It's all right. I got a bat. At the end of the day, I can solve it.
All right, that's good.
But
for sure.
Yeah. Do you have anything else? How's your beer going?
Beer's going good. You know what? I'm actually I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah.
I think I got one more sip. And
for sure.
You want to go get another beer?
I think we should. Absolutely. Or a Monty Sex Potion.
Monty Sex Potion.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm at my prime. Whoa. Said I'm at my prime.